Quick test. What's your mom's phone number? Not the number saved in your phone as mom, the actual 10 digits. Can you recite them right now without looking? Probably not. What about your best friend's number? Your spouse's? Your own number from 10 years ago? Nothing. Now go back 20 years. You knew dozens of phone numbers by heart. Your home phone, your best friend's, your grandparents', the pizza place, the video store. You could rattle them off without thinking. You had to. There was no other option. No contacts list, no auto dial, just your brain and 10 digits. Now, your brain is empty. Your phone remembers everything, and you remember nothing. So how did we get here? That's what this channel is about. Hit subscribe. How did we go from remembering everything to outsourcing our entire memory to devices? Let's start with phone numbers, because that's the most obvious one. In the 1990s, you memorized phone numbers out of necessity. You wanted to call someone from a payphone or a friend's house, you had to know the number, so you'd repeat it in your head. 555-2847. 555-2847. Say it enough times, and it stuck. Your brain treated important phone numbers like survival information. You could probably still recite your childhood home phone number right now. That's how deep those memories go. Decades later, it's still there. But your best friend's current number? No idea, because you've never had to know it. Cell phones gave us contact lists. You'd enter a number once and never think about it again. Press their name, it calls. Magic. At first, we still kind of knew numbers. We'd manually type them into our phones enough times that they stuck a little. Then smartphones added contact syncing. You never even typed numbers anymore. Someone texts you, their number autosaves. You tap their name, done. Your brain said, cool, I don't need to remember this anymore, and deleted that information to make room for literally anything else. Now, you don't know anyone's number, not even your own sometimes. Try calling yourself from someone else's phone without looking it up. Can you? A lot of people can't. Your own phone number, you can't remember it. That's how bad it's gotten. Addresses went the same way. GPS destroyed our sense of direction and our memory for locations. You used to know how to get places. You'd get directions once, verbally or written down, and then you'd remember the route. Turn left at the gas station, right after the big tree, straight for 2 miles. You'd build a mental map of your city. You knew where things were in relation to each other. You could give someone directions from memory. Now, you open Google Maps for places you've been 100 times. Navigate to the grocery store. It's 3 blocks away. You've lived here for 5 years. But you need GPS anyway because you've never actually learned the route. You've just followed the blue line. Your brain doesn't bother mapping anything anymore. Why would it? The phone knows. And if you've ever needed GPS to get to your friend's house that you visited 50 times, hit that like button. It tells me that my videos are interesting, so I can keep exposing the shifts you never noticed happening. Birthdays completely left our heads. Facebook remembers them now. You used to know your friends' birthdays, your families, maybe even coworkers if you were close. You'd write them in a planner or just remember them. Now Facebook tells you. You get a notification. It's Sarah's birthday. You comment, happy birthday, and move on. You don't actually know when Sarah's birthday is. The app knows. And the second Sarah leaves Facebook or deletes her account, you'll forget entirely and probably miss her birthday next year. We've outsourced our social obligations to algorithms. Passwords are another one. Nobody remembers passwords anymore because we're not supposed to. You need 47 different passwords for 47 different accounts. Each one needs to be unique, 12 plus characters with uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and symbols. And you can't write them down because that's insecure. So you use a password manager, which is smart, but it also means you don't know a single password except maybe your email and your password manager master password. Lose access to your password manager, you're locked out of your entire digital life. You can't remember anything. 30 years ago, you had maybe 3 passwords total. Your bank PIN, your email, your work computer. That was it. And you remembered all of them. Math left our heads too. Nobody does mental math anymore. Your phone has a calculator. Why would you multiply 17 times 23 in your head when you can just type it in? Cashiers can't make change without the register telling them. Hand them $20 for a $13.47 purchase and watch them panic if the register is broken. We used to calculate tips in our heads. Now there's an app for that. Actually, there are 12 apps for that. Kids don't memorize multiplication tables anymore. Why bother? The calculator knows. Spelling collapsed too. Autocorrect handles it. You start typing a word, it finishes it for you. You spell something wrong, it fixes it. You don't even notice you got it wrong because the phone corrected it instantly. So your brain stops bothering to learn correct spelling. Why memorize necessary or definitely when autocorrect handles it? Then autocorrect changes something you spelled correctly to something completely wrong, and you send a text that makes no sense. But that's a different problem. General knowledge evaporated. Google replaced knowing things. You used to have to actually know facts. If you were having a debate with friends about what year something happened or who was in that movie, you'd argue about it. Someone would eventually go look it up in an encyclopedia or call someone who might know. Now, someone says, I think that movie came out in 2015. Someone else says, let me Google it. 3 seconds later, 2014. Done. Nobody learns anything, nobody retains anything. You Google it, get the answer, forget it immediately, and Google it again next month. Your brain doesn't store information that's infinitely accessible. Why would it? We used to remember song lyrics. Full songs. Albums worth of songs. You'd listen to a song enough times and the lyrics just stuck. Now you kind of know the chorus of songs and hum the rest. Because if you want the lyrics, they're on Genius. Or the song is on Spotify with scrolling lyrics. Your brain doesn't need to remember them. Appointment and schedule memory is gone too. Your calendar app reminds you. You used to keep your schedule in your head. Doctor's appointment Tuesday at 3. Dinner with friends Friday at 7. You'd remember it because you had to. Now your phone buzzes. Reminder, dentist in 30 minutes. You'd completely forgotten. The only reason you're going is because your phone told you. Snooze that notification by accident, you'll miss the appointment entirely because it's not in your actual memory, just in your digital calendar. Even cooking got outsourced. People don't remember recipes anymore. Your grandma could make her signature dish from memory. She'd made it 1,000 times. Every measurement, every step, locked in. You Google the recipe every single time you make it. Even if it's something you've made 50 times. You don't trust your memory. The internet is more reliable. We don't even remember movies or shows we've watched anymore. You'll be scrolling through Netflix and see something and think, that looks good. Start watching it. 10 minutes in. Wait, have I seen this before? You have. You watched the whole thing 6 months ago, but you forgot. Because you've watched so much content that nothing sticks. It's disposable. Your brain doesn't prioritize it because there's infinite more where that came from. Names are particularly bad. You meet someone at a party, they tell you their name. 5 seconds later, you've already forgotten it. Used to be you'd make an effort to remember. You'd repeat it in your head, associate it with something. Now you just assume you'll see their name in a text or on social media later, so your brain doesn't bother storing it. The dependency is real. People have panic attacks when their phone dies, not just because they can't communicate, because they can't function. They don't know anyone's number. They don't know how to get anywhere. They don't know their schedule. They don't know passwords. Their entire life is on that phone. Lose the phone, lose your memory. There are people who can't fall asleep without white noise apps, can't wake up without alarm apps, can't remember to drink water without hydration reminder apps. We've outsourced everything, even basic human functions. And the scary part? The more we outsource, the worse our actual memory gets. Your brain is a muscle. Use it or lose it. We've stopped using it for almost everything. Studies show that people's memory capacity and attention spans are declining. We can't focus as long, can't remember as much, get distracted easier, because we don't have to anymore. The phone does it for us. We're not smarter for having all this information accessible. We're actually becoming less capable of retaining information at all. So how did we get here? Cell phones stored contacts, so we stopped memorizing numbers. GPS navigated for us, so we stopped learning routes. Social media tracked birthdays, so we stopped remembering them. Password managers stored logins, so we stopped knowing them. Google answered questions, so we stopped retaining knowledge. Autocorrect fixed spelling, so we stopped learning it. Calculators did math, so we stopped calculating. Calendar apps reminded us, so we stopped tracking time ourselves. And piece by piece, we handed our memory over to devices. They remember everything, we remember nothing. Maybe the real question isn't how we got here. It's what happens when the devices fail, and we realize we can't remember anything anymore. If you've realized you couldn't survive a week without your phone because your entire memory is stored in it, hit that like and subscribe button. We're documenting every way technology improved our lives by making us completely dependent on it, and memory might be the biggest loss of all.